problem since the last time I was on. Faaz's finger is covering the microphone. There we go. So I didn't have an outer cover, so I had to use a refurbished one that was on a hive that had varroa. So I had to scrub it like crazy, and then I totally shellacked it and painted it. So if there is any remaining anything, they're sealed in to their own deaths. Sorry guys. So there's the hive top. Then we have the inner cover, the two supers, the bottom board, and the hive stand. And we're going to put it on top of a couple of cinder blocks, maybe even these on the top, I don't know. We have to put the entrance reducer into the bottom board. We're going to use the smaller one, even though it's warm now. This helps prevent any competition coming in, and you want it up. What?
Temperature control also.
And you want to point it up because if any bees get blocked in the way and they can't get out, they can just crawl over them. And I did talk about temperature control because I said even though it's warm out, we're going to use this one. This is the warm one.
Also, because there's it's a bigger space in the winter one, there's more air fluctuation, and so the bees need the least amount of variation so they can control the temperature better when there's a smaller hole and less air is going in and out.
Right, that's what I said. Despite the fact that I'm using the small one, even though it's warm out, one more time, I'm using this to prevent any problems of competition. Okay? Anyways, so we'll have to put that in place. We're going to feed them some sugar water, a 1-to-1 ratio. I think I want to put them over here to keep them pretty separate from there. Probably over by that tie-down thing. And also we have to mark the queen. Even though I ordered a marked queen, she is unmarked, so that should be interesting. I'm going to attempt to use this paper clip to poke through the queen cage mesh. We'll see what happens. So first we're going to set up the hive, and that's what we have Faaz for. Not to correct my equipment use talking, but to do the manual labor. Let's go. So I think that I want to use those. He's suiting up. I think I want to use the gray concrete cinder blocks for the base, and we'll put these on top. We have a few bricks now, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, get started. We only have 10 minutes. Let's go. So you can swap out the top concrete ones for these, and then we'll use those for the hive stands. So it's pretty windy up here, so we're using some big weights on top. You can see what he's about to do is swap the top two, because those are rather thin, rather narrow cinder blocks. Oh, my stuff is falling over. So even though they're high and heavy, I don't want any increased risk, so I'm having them use that smaller set that are a little more stout. Earlier I came and checked on these two hives, which are regular Italian bees, and the one on the right we're having some issues with. The queen got stuck in the queen cage, but I found her, put her back in. She was actually rather reluctant to go in. She must not have wanted her job that she was already predestined for. I see that, you know, that's understandable. And then the other one, I never located the queen. Now there's a couple of methods when it comes to beekeeping. I like to do the dump method, where you dump the entire package in between the frames, where you take out about 3 or 4, and then you put everything back in once they settle into place. Well, my advisor liked the more, I don't know, the calmer method, where you can just put the box inside, let them come out at their own free will, and let the queen get released. Actually, he wanted to let the queen get released that day, but whatever. So what ended up happening is that they totally pollinated the box. They didn't go into the frame, so I ended up having to come in and dump them out anyways. The problem with that is that I never found the queen in the hive on the left. So I'm hoping that she didn't leave. I'm not sure. I didn't want to move things around too much because I was afraid I'd squish her. So, you know, I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to keep monitoring it, but I'll tell you this much. When I went in to check on the sugar feeders that I made, there was a lot more evenly distributed bees on the one closest to the right. Now we're gonna go check out and see how he puts this together. I don't have my suit put together, but so you can see that he's texting. Okay. Well, you can see that he put the entrance, the hive stand, which has a little ramp towards the entrance, and he's staggering the blocks to make it more stable.
These blocks are smaller than the other ones.
They're a lot smaller. Okay, maybe we should use the clay ones then. I don't know.
Noble said you didn't like that, right?
He didn't say anything. That was my decision.
Right.
We can use those.
Doesn't matter really. It's not that much smaller.
Okay. All right then. So now he's
just want to make sure
gonna.
that there's no space so like bees can't go in here and stuff.
Right. So he's going to put the bottom board on top of that. Lovely. And now we're going to go get the supers and stack that on top. And what we do is we take the bottom super, in this case the purpley one, and it's going to have all 10 frames in it. We're going to take out a few to dump in the bees. And then the top one's hollow. It's empty. And the reason why is because we put the inner cover on top of the bottom super to put the little cup feeder that I made on top of the inner cover. You can see I marked front. I want to start doing that because you always wonder which part's the front. So I didn't do it on the inner cover, but that's okay. I forgot. So the inner cover is actually going to go in between these two, but we're not going to do that for now. I brought the hammer up for the entrance reducer. We'll see if he needs it. Did I bring it up? Yeah, I did. Yeah, you need it. Okay, so we're going to hammer the entrance reducer in place. I'm going to start the video over when we're dumping the bees. See you soon.